Sandra, welcome to another episode of Asexualized, my asexual life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the great big subscribe button below right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live right now or post a new video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you find it useful, helpful, insightful in any way, shape or form. If you don't know who I am Sandra Bellamy, author of this awesome book, author of two awesome books. This is a fibromyalgia self-help handbook and the Asexual Perspectives book. I'm also the founder of asexualise.com and the founder of Asexualise Academy. Welcome to tonight's episode, dealing with the coronavirus, how to stay strong and hopeful during this coronavirus pandemic. So things are getting pretty scary now, obviously with all the news, the cases of people no longer being here anymore. There's more and more panic going on. I'm late coming on this show tonight because literally I was out trying to food shop and toiletry shop, and I've only just eaten at gone midnight. So that's why I'm late on here. I was still out. I didn't get home till 10:15. I had to unload my shopping. I was doing some posts on Facebook because I want to reach out to my community on Facebook as well, so people know that I care about them. And that's one thing I really want to start the ball rolling with this video tonight, is to know, for one thing, know that I'm here for you, right? There's strength in numbers. So we need to stay, together on this. We need to stay together as a community. We need to keep together, stay together, because there is strength in numbers, right? There's a lot of strength in numbers. And I want you to know that I'm here for you. I'm not going anywhere. I don't intend to go anywhere. I'm strong and I'll be strong for you. I'll give you the strength as much as possible that I can. I've built a wonderful community here and on Facebook of asexuals, and I really love each and every one of you. And I don't want anything to happen to any of you. You're very important to me. Hi, Heather. Hi, Sandra. I remember the SARS outbreak in 2003. We need to be positive. Exactly, Heather. We do need to be positive. It's very, very important. And I'm going to be coming on to that more. But that is absolutely correct. Because if we don't stay positive in our mind, our immune system will weaken, and we're more likely to get infections, diseases, and viruses. It's absolutely, categorically the number one thing you should be doing, apart from all the other advice, is staying positive. I know it sounds simple, but we all know how difficult it is in these times to be positive. It's really, really hard, right? Really hard when you're seeing, the death toll going up, people in hospital, people with face masks on, people in hospital on the news that have got the virus. It's very, very difficult, but we must maintain positivity. Heather is absolutely spot on. So first of all, there is strength in numbers, right? The more we connect with each other in these difficult times, the more we'll feel less isolated, because a lot of us can't go out, right? Or we're not going out, or we're staying in for a lot longer periods than we usually would, right? We're only going out food shopping when we need to get something. Some of us are going out more. We're getting some fresh air. If we've got spaces like fields we can go in, places we can walk, which has a huge distance between us and other people. At the moment, it's okay. If you're out and about, as long as you distance yourself from other people by a certain amount of distance. Obviously check the guidelines, because I'm recording this live. It could change. But, I believe fresh air is really, really important. Oxygen to the brain, to the body is very, very important, nutrients. If you can't get out, open your windows. You want to be having fresh air coming in. It's very, very important. But there is strength in numbers, so we do need to stick together. I am on this live stream. Yes, I'm a bit later at the moment as usual. Usual pattern this week is quite late because I've got quite a lot of work on, despite the fact that everyone else is kind of like seems to be, obviously at home a lot. I usually work from home, so I've got a lot of work on anyway, and I've got extra because I want to make sure all my community's okay. So I'm posting in my groups more. I've gone live more on my Ace Fibro Curl page actually recently, because I want to support people with fibromyalgia and people who have got autoimmune conditions to keep them positive and happy as well. So I am on Facebook a lot more, and obviously that is having a cascade effect on on obviously coming on later here. I'm still continuing with the Asexual Guide to Sex book because I know some of you desperately want that book and you really want me to get it out. So I'm continuing doing that. It's a slower process at the moment, but I'm still working on one of the stories with the interviewee at the moment. We're still going, we're still going strong in that respect. So, and that's the thing about staying strong. Staying strong is about filling your life up with stuff you love, enjoy, and that's challenging, right? I'm challenged at the moment, right? I've got stuff that I need to do for the Asexual Guide to Sex book. I've got a challenge I've been doing for some other business. It's got nothing to do with the asexuality, but directly at all. So so I'm trying to do stuff to do with that, but I'm very behind with that at the moment. It's my dad's birthday today, the 19th, because we've gone actually into the 19th now of March. So happy birthday to my dad, because I know he watches this channel. Love you lots. Seeing him later on, and mum. My mum's like, "Are you healthy?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm healthy. I'm not ill at all whatsoever, mum. I can come over," because my mum and dad are in, especially my mum, she's in one of the critical categories, of making sure that she stays indoors and not goes out too much and mixes with other people, because she's high risk, very, very high risk, my mum. She goes to the hospital a lot. So love you, mum. So so she's like, "Are you sure you're..." It's like, "Yes, I haven't been out dancing. I've only I've seen my friend Sam and seen my friend before that, but that I haven't been out dancing. I haven't been to the cinema. I've only been getting food shopping. That's all the places I've been, and shopping in general." So yeah, so there is strength in numbers, and we need to, if we can't be in numbers, big gatherings together in person, offline, we need to make sure we're still looking after the communities that we're part of. So if you're part of, for example, my Facebook groups or any Facebook groups, make sure that you're checking in there regularly with people. Ask people, "How are you doing? How are you feeling?" I posted a post tonight about the shopping I'd done. I wanted to know what other people were doing, what if they were struggling to get items and stuff. By keeping the sense of community going, it helps you to be stronger, because you feel like you're not alone. The isolation and loneliness can make you feel weaker, because you feel a lack of strength, because you haven't got anyone supporting you, lifting you up. I'm here to tell you, I'm here on this channel, I'm here on Facebook, I'm here in my groups, even if I'm not around all the time. I love you dearly. Heather, if he hears this, happy birthday, Sandra's dad. Oh, thank you, Heather, bless you. I'll let him know as well. So it's really important that you maintain hope, and one of the ways you can maintain hope as well is you can look back through your life at what challenges you've actually overcome to get to this point where you are now. Because I'm guessing, I know Heather's not asexual, she supports this channel though, I love you to bits, but I know particularly with asexuals, for example, we usually go through a lot of stuff in our childhood, like bullying or trauma, sometimes abuse. I know that can be for people that aren't asexual, but I know asexuals, because we're different, we don't know why we're different when we're younger, we tend to get picked on more because we don't follow the crowd. We're not into like going and having lots of sex. We're not into, like, people talk about girls and guys getting off with each other and we're like, what the hell's that? And we don't quite fit into the norm. And I think people can detect that from a young age, that we're not quite normal in the sense of heteronormativity, as in the sense of who we are sexually attracted to, which is no one. So we don't kind of get a lot of the stuff that they get. Thank you for the thumbs up. And so therefore, we are different, and we've had to overcome a lot of challenges to get through life, just to be here in this moment. So I want you to take stock of your life. Obviously, if you're not asexual as well, I know a lot of people have been through some tough times, especially if you're different. I know Heather's very quirky, even though she's not asexual, she's very quirky. I love that about her. Bless you, Heather, love you to bits. And so, for people who are different, for people who are quirky, for people who are asexual, for people who, are not normal in the sense of being a robot. I wouldn't want to be normal. I don't want to follow the crowd. I don't want to be like a robot like everyone else, you know. But it can be difficult, you know, because we don't fit in. We can feel like an outcast sometimes. But I want you to know right now that you've got to hear where you are in life. You know, you've had to overcome challenges. You had to overcome difficulties. Just think of all the hard times you got through to be here right now in life, living and breathing. This is how you can be hopeful, because you can look back at your life and see everything you've achieved in your past to get you to this point that's alive right now and here in this moment. Do you see what I mean? So you can be hopeful that you can get through this challenge, that we can get through this challenge together. We can be stronger together. We can be stronger even by recognizing our achievements of the challenges that we have overcome in our life till now. You know, I know a lot of people on this channel that usually watch it, a lot of asexuals, for example, they have been through a lot of traumatic stuff in their life, a lot of traumatic stuff. And, you know, some of it's quite hideous, you know, and you think, wow, they're still alive, they're still here. And a lot of them are thriving. They're not just surviving, they are thriving. Heather, I'd rather be quirky than normal. I know, I'd rather be quirky than normal too, Heather. I was known online as quirky even before I became known as asexualized. Even before I realized I was asexual, I was known as quirky. I always have been. And I think it's really important. I do love the fact you're quirky. You're so special. You're very beautiful. I really thank you for the support on this channel. I can't tell you enough. You've been here with me for a very long time now. And it just feels nice, you know, like I feel supported, you know. People come on this channel, they comment, they like, they share. It gives me hope, you know. It gives me strength, you know. I feel like by having a community around me of asexuals in my groups on this channel, it gives me hope. It gives me strength. I'm thinking, come on, you've got a whole load of community people you need to look after, Sandra. You need to be strong for them. You know, they're relying on you to be here for them, to show up on this channel, to show up in the groups, to be here for them. You know, so you damn well got to survive, girl. You damn well not got to get anything, you know. And if you get anything, you've got to survive it and thrive it, you know. It's really important. So I do think there's strength in numbers in the sense that other people do give you kind of more of a purpose to live. They give you a more of a sense of, you know, like people need me, you know, because people do need each other, and we need each other more than ever in this type of scenario. You know, we need to reach out to each other as well. If there's people in groups or people you know that have a lot of isolation when they're indoors, you know, usually they go out to clubs, for example. Maybe they've not got many friends and they usually go out to clubs, and yet they're indoors because they can't go out to any of their clubs. You know, reach out to those people by phone, by text, by video. And this is what we should be doing anyway. You know, we should be helping each other out. And, you know, if you're in groups, you know, and if you're feeling lonely and isolated, share it. People don't know you're lonely and isolated unless you say. People aren't mind readers. I wish they were. When I was depressed years ago, I used to want everyone to read my mind. I used to want the people to see that I was really depressed, really bad. I really wanted someone to just reach out. You know, once someone did years ago, a dinner lady, and she goes, oh, she said something to me, and I'm like, oh no, I'm okay. But I wasn't okay. It was not true. But I wanted that person to come back and make a big fuss of me. I wanted them to make a big deal and say, are you really okay? And they didn't. They just accepted it, you know. I was 10 at the time, you know. I can be forgiven. But you know, it's hard, you know, when you suffer depression, you're so internalized, you don't think about reaching out to people, you know. But it's really imperative you reach out and say, hey, I'm not feeling so good at the moment. Can we just have a chat, you know, as soon as you're free, you know? Phone call, text, video. Obviously, if someone's busy, then try and connect with someone else, you know. Post in groups, you know. Post a bit about yourself, though. I noticed some people in groups, they're just like, oh, I'd like to make some friends, and that's it. You need to be posting about a bit about yourself, you know, your hobbies, your interests, your likes, your dislikes, because if you need to make new friends, people need a way of being able to relate to you. So they need to look at what you're interested in to see if they got things in common with you or things they can talk to you about. Just asking for friends isn't enough. You need to say, you know, like, I'm so and so, I live in such and such a country, I'm interested in like this, that, and the other. This is my hobbies, this is my career, this type of thing, because it really helps, you know. And once people connect with you, will help give you that extra strength, you know. It's really, really important. We do know each other and lift each other up. So, you know, this is a lot of the ways you can stay strong and be hopeful. And like Heather says, being positive is so important because it's essential. Like even the supermarket woman was saying it tonight to me. She was confirming what I said in my previous video the night before, is that if you don't stay positive, you're lowering your immune system and making you more susceptible to getting the virus, right? You're doing yourself a disfavor, right? Your life's in your hands to a certain extent, right? We feel out of control, right? The whole world is in chaos at the moment. There's a lot of stuff that's out of control, but we have to do what we can within our control. And what's in our control is our internal environment. And with our internal environment, we have to remain positive. It has to be no negativity. I'm not having it. Look negativity in the eye and say, I'm not having you. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it, but I'm not having it. Okay, that's enough. And carry on your day. You know, you're going to get negative thoughts come up. You're going to get things that come up, but what this, but what if that, but what if the other, but what if this, you know, it's going to happen. You say, thank you for sharing. I understand you're protecting me. That's my anxiety protecting me. I understand that. Love you, anxiety, but I'm moving on now because I can't stay in this frame of mind because my body will react accordingly and it will start shutting it down. And then I'm more susceptible to disease, sickness, illness, and injury. You know, I'm more susceptible to getting the virus. And I don't want that. You know, I don't want that for anyone. So part of strength is having strength of mind. And that is hard. That is your greatest challenge at the moment. More, you know, I mean, aside from the fact, obviously, of the actual virus itself, you know, that is your hardest challenge, is keeping a positive mindset in these very difficult times. Now, I shared with you on yesterday's video what you need to do that. And, you know, some of the things you can do is positive affirmations, you know. Say to yourself, I'll be okay. I'll get through this. I'll be okay. I'll get through this. I can get through anything life throws at me. I can do this. I'm strong. I'm healthy. I'm not ill. I'm well. I'm a well person. So you need to be saying all these positive affirmations. Talk to yourself positively, constantly. I can get through this. I'll be okay. Come on. I'm a superhero. I'm awesome. I'm strong. I'm a brave, you know. I'm courageous. I'm going out. I'm a warrior. You know, and this is the type of attitude you need to have. You need to have a warrior attitude. You know, you need to give yourself that strength from within because it's within you. You have a really deep strength within you. You need to bring it out of you. You know, so you need to be having a warrior-like attitude. You know, these are tough times. You know, I mean, when we're going in supermarkets and they're saying you can only have like 3 of something or 4 of something, reminds me when my grandma, sadly, who's not with me, we used to talk about rationing in the war. Right? We're not in the bombing war, but we're in the war of the virus, right? So we have to really think carefully and try not to panic, try to stay calm, go and get the stuff you need for shopping to top up. You know, I recommend going out to supermarkets if you're not contagious. And, you know, and I tend to go at night anyway, right? And by going at night, it's actually quieter. But obviously you've got less stuff there then. There's loads of shelves that have got nothing on it. And then you're paying for the more expensive items, which is what's happening to me. My food bill's going through the roof at the moment. Like last week, it was a double and a half what it usually is, you know? So I spent so much money because, you know, the food that's left is more expensive. You know, for example, I have to have unsweetened soy milk. I can't have normal soy milk. I usually pay 59p. I'm now paying £1.55 for it. Do you see what I mean? It's a heck of a lot more. But the thing is, I'm alive. I'm healthy. I'm non-contagious. I'm living, breathing. Everything's good in my life. You know, money, yes, it's really important, but it's not the end of the world, right? We know what the end of the world is in terms of our life, in terms of we need to not get the virus and stay alive. And if we get it, we still need to have a positive mindset. You know, it's essential. You know, if anyone suspects they might have coronavirus, you've got to stay positive. One of my friends, asexual friends, they messaged me today and they said they are worried it's possible they might have the coronavirus. They're self-isolating. They don't live near me. And they were due to have an operation. And it's been postponed now because they're poorly. It might be anxiety because they do suffer with anxiety as well. But they are a bit concerned. And I said, you've got to stay positive. if whether you have it or not, the person doesn't know, and sometimes you don't know, right? And so you just have to put in your mind that it's normal flu. What having your mind. Obviously, if you can't breathe and stuff like that, you need to get to a hospital, right? I don't want you to say saying Sandra said, "Oh, think positive." That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical practitioner. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a qualified medical anything, right? So always seek the assistance of one of them if you've got breathing problems. If you think you've got the virus, take the guidelines. But a lot of the time, they're saying now, not even in the UK, not even to phone 111 unless you're really desperate, unless it's an emergency. They're saying just to self isolate at home, right? In which case you don't know if you've got the virus or not, if you suspect you have, right? So you have to think in your mind, it's just flu, even if maybe you do have it, right? If you don't actually know, if you can't see a doctor, you're self-isolating, just think I've got over flu before, I'll get over this again. Years ago, there wasn't the flu virus. People got over flu. I know there's people that die from flu as well. I am aware of that, but we need to think positive, don't we? We need to think that we can get over flu. It's possible, and it happens all the time. A lot of people get over flu. You just have to stay strong and believe you can get over it. Believe you can get through this, because this is going to help you, right? And if people don't like the positive thinking, what's the alternative? The alternative is you have negative thinking. If you're going to get it, or if you get it, or you're going to get it, having a negative mindset is not going to help you get better. The only way you're going to be helped to get better is if you have a positive attitude, because negativity isn't going to help you. So you could choose to have a negative attitude about it or a positive attitude about it. I know which one I want, the positive attitude about it, right? The positive attitude is that we can get through anything life throws at us, right? We've overcome challenges and obstacles before in our life. We can do it again. There's strength in numbers, like I said. We're in parts of communities. I'm here for you. I'm not going anywhere, You might notice I've still got a lot of energy. I've got a lot of energy at the moment. I'm keeping my energy levels up. Like I was eating a big full meal. In the last half hour, I just stopped eating it. Nice load of rice noodles, nice mackerel fish, fresh broccoli, fresh spinach, mineral water. You've got to keep your energy levels up. You've got to keep your strength up. You've got to be eating wholesome foods, good foods for you, as much as you possibly can get. You've got to keep your energy levels up. This is a time where you need to feed your body, feed your mind of good, positive stuff. Put good stuff in there. Feel great. I got even a set of 3 bags of popcorn that you put in my microwave for 99p. I thought, when I'm watching some movies at home, because I'm self-isolating, I don't need to self-isolate, but when I am in, keeping myself indoors, I'm not on a self-isolating, but you know what I'm saying, when I'm staying indoors and I'm not going out as much as I usually do, then, I can have popcorn with a movie. Right now, I'm really busy with loads of stuff that I'm doing. And that's the thing, keep busy, because when you keep busy, you keep challenging yourself, you keep growing yourself, you keep yourself strong. It's the times when you're not growing yourself that you're like, what's the point to life? I'm not doing anything. I'm sat at home doing nothing. I'm bored. That's the time when your mind starts to get negative and your argument for being alive starts getting weaker. We want your argument for being alive, surviving and thriving, being the highest it ever could. Be like, I'm so busy. Literally at the moment, I am so busy, right? I've got stuff to do after this live stream. A lot of stuff to do. I don't even know if I'm going to get everything done this week I need to do. But, this is all about staying positive and staying upbeat and vibrant. This is a time for developing and growing the inner you whilst you're at home. This is a time for working on your projects that you've left because you wanted to meet your friends, or you needed to work, or you needed to focus on other stuff outside your home. Now's the time to get all the stuff done at home. If you need to redecorate your home, sometimes a change of environment can just be a good lick of paint. Changing a different colour, changing your wallpaper. If you've got some paint, left over, you could do the skirting board or something, or just do some artwork on the walls, or just do a little bit of painting in certain areas. You might just paint some doors or something, not the whole thing, just to give it a fresh look. Change some of your furniture around, so you're vibrating at a good energy level. You're boosting your energy levels up by rearranging your furniture or painting or decorating to make your home feel nicer. Put some candles on, but don't burn anything. Don't leave them unattended, and And just have bright lights on. Like I said, I mean, I love lights. I've got laser lights. When I put them on, I just feel so good. It's like light therapy to me. I think it's beautiful looking at all the pretty lights. So if candles are your thing, light some candles, nice scents, put some lighting on, nice lighting, put some awesome music on, put your favorite movies on, read a book, do some exercises at home, make yourself feel well. I want to see you energized. Way of keeping strong for you to keep the body, the mind, and the spirit strong. All three need to be as strong as possible. So the body, if you can't get out, you need to be doing exercises at home, even if it hurts you a bit. It hurts me. I've got a fibro. But if I don't do the exercises, long term, it'll hurt me more. So that means I have to get myself on an exercise mat when my back's hurting, and I have to do the work. I have to do the exercise, do the press-ups, right? This is what I have to do, right? You have to make yourself work. You have to know that everything that's worth fighting for is work. It's hard sometimes, but you have to do it, and then you can relax later watching movies. But you have to put the work, time, energy into it. If you can't do press ups, do some gentle aerobics. There's lots of videos on YouTube where you can do like short aerobic sessions at home. You can just copy the instructor, right? Most people have got YouTube. If not, buy an exercise video and do that at home, and just gentle exercise. Just do 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, just do it every day. So that you're keeping your blood pumping around your body, you're keeping the oxygen going, you're keeping your muscles working. Because the last thing you want to do is for your body to go weak. Weak body, then your mind starts getting weaker because your body's hurting, you can't concentrate on stuff, you're getting in lots of pain, and then you're thinking in your head, hang on a minute, I'm getting really ill now because my body's hurting, my body doesn't feel right. And this is the cycle it can get into. I know, because this is the cycle I can get into if I'm not careful. And I just have to remember, hang on a minute, Sandra. I mean, I did my exercise today. But if I haven't done my exercises, I know usually my body starts hurting. It hurts all the time from fibro anyway. I just ignore it most of the time. But, all the time I try and block out the pain. So, but, when it goes above a threshold, then it's bad. And I can get a lot of lower back pain. So it seems weird. Doing exercises usually stops the back pain, or it lessens it. Do you know what I mean? Because I get acute back pain sometimes. It's really hard when I'm sat at the stool trying to do work, and so that the body is really essential. So make sure you're still doing some exercise, in some way, shape, or form, right? And the mind needs to be as positive as possible. Like I said, do your hobbies, your interests, develop, grow yourself, take a course online, do a webinar, do your hobbies and interests, do things that give you joy and pleasure. So you're not just you need to be doing a mix of working your body, providing yourself some exercise, doing some development and growing work. So you're growing yourself, because we won't be in this state we are in the world right now. We won't be in that forever. So what skills can you learn now that you can put into practice, as soon as this thing is over? Look to the future, look to what you can do now to make yourself better in the future. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you're making your life now worthwhile. You're making yourself want to live because you're giving yourself stuff to live for. And then the soul and the spirit, obviously subconsciously there's a lot of pain going around, obviously, because there's a lot of negativity on these. Like, I made the mistake last night. I was doing some research to do with stuff, but I had to kind of look at some coronavirus stuff, and I was researching about like what companies are shutting down, what people are losing their jobs in the UK and stuff like that, because I do like to keep up with that type of thing, for economy. I've trained in retail for years, and the economy in the UK is bad anyway without the virus. There's a lot of shops shutting down, and so I wanted to keep abreast of that. And also cinema, I like going to the cinema, seeing where the cinema's open. It's all shutting down. I think it's all shut down. I think today, Wednesday, was the last day of it. Yesterday now, because we've gone through to Thursday. I think that was the last day of the cinemas being open in the UK. So I think it was the last day of one of them being open. So yeah, so there's certain things I do want to know. I try to not look at the news as much as possible, though, because the news is just really bad for the mind. It's really negative. It's not going to help you, but you need to put positivity in there. The way to counteract negativity is to put positivity in there. Do you know what I mean? You have to the antidote to pain is joy. So you have to make yourself as joyous as possible in your life. You have to be bringing the joy to your life. You have to be doing things that make you happy, make you feel joy, make you feel alive, because this is your antidote. The antidote to pain is joy. So you make sure you're having as much joy in your life as possible, and you need to nourish your soul. So, your soul is going to be taking a battering. It's going to hurt, because the soul, for me, I think the soul is connected to your inner child quite a lot. There's a soul, there's like a spiritual side where your intuition comes in, but there's also like an inner child. And I kind of think that's part of your soul, because you grow up, from being a kid to adult, but you still got the child within you, and you really need to nourish that, because that will be really scared at the moment, and you need to be saying everything's going to be okay to yourself, to your inner soul. Everything's going to be okay, and do things that make you happy, whether that's yoga, meditation at home, whether that's, just making yourself a nice cup of calming chamomile tea, for example, whether that's just putting on some relaxing music. You need to be, nourishing your spirit. And obviously connecting with people is so important. Like I said, like connecting with your community, connecting with other people is essential to not feel isolated, and that can nourish your soul, just knowing you've got people around you, even if it's virtually. Heather, a sense of humour is one. That is so good, Heather. I totally agree with you. I don't know if you've seen my video on my Ace Fibre Girl page yet, but I did a video, and it was about I was pretending, I was trying to sing, which I really can't sing, and it was about the fact I got toilet rolls and food, and that I'm going to survive because I've got loo rolls. I thought it was quite funny. It was supposed to be humorous to cheer everyone up. I don't know if everyone took it like that, but I hope they did. Let's see if I can find it. I mean, I have to warn you though, I can't sing. I'm terrible. I can't sing at all. I will survive. Hey, it's Sandra, aka Ace Fibre Girl here, and I want you to join me in celebrating our survival and sticking together. And look at what I got. I've been shopping today to 2 supermarkets, and I did get some loo rolls. I will survive. I will survive. So long as I have toilet rolls and no one stay alive. I've got all my life to live, and I've got all my love to give. I will survive. I will survive. Yeah, I'm not very good at singing, but who cares, right? It's time to celebrate. I got water. I will survive. As long as I have water around, no one stay alive. I've got all my love to give, and I've got all my love to live. I will survive. I will survive. And the video went on quite a lot like that, but that was to cheer everyone up and think, not just that, but to be grateful for small things, like getting toilet rolls now, which is kind of a small thing in the scale of things, is actually a big deal at the moment, so we need to be grateful and thankful as well, and count our blessings. That's another thing to hope, is when you get up in the morning and think, my goodness, I'm alive. I'm still here to live another day, when some people sadly aren't. Let's get real about it. Let's be real. I mean, it saddens me to think that, which is why I stopped myself thinking too much about that. But when we're here another day, we should be celebrating. We should be, like I said yesterday, sing Gloria Gaynor's song, I Will Survive. I said that on my Facebook, Ace Fibre Girl. I don't know if I said it on this channel, but yes, it's really important to say, sing I Will Survive, and to sing survival songs like Destiny's Child, I'm a Survivor, all those type of things. Songs that lift you up, give you power and strength. Heather, you can always call toilet paper as Tootsie's rolls. I love video of yours. Oh, thank you. Tootsie's rolls. What's Tootsie's is your feet, isn't it? I know Tootsie's is your feet. Tootsie's is feet, isn't it? Not bum. Tootsie's is feet, isn't it? Or is it different where you live? Tootsie's. Oh, well, yeah, footsies, Tootsies. Tootsies is usually feet. Oh, you love video of yours. Oh, thank you, Heather. Yeah, I mean, it's really, really important to keep your spirits high, really, really important. You know, I know my parents are pretty like panicking and worried about it, you know, and I'm just like taking things in my stride and I'm staying calm and I'm thinking constantly, I'll survive. I'm a survivor. I'm putting like a mental force field around me. I'm surviving. I'm strong. I'm powerful. I'll get through this. I'm a fighter. I'm healthy. I'm happy. I'm here. I'm joyous. I'm energized. I'm energized. I'm energized. I'm making sure I get a lot of sleep as well. I'm making sure even more that I get sleep than I would usually be. So I wouldn't be usually so worried about. But lately I'm getting more sleep so that my body can recover. My cells can grow and you know and replenish themselves. So I think it's really important that you do get more sleep. You know, I don't sleep normal times. I'm awake sometimes till 9 a.m. in the morning. So I'm not going to sleep at normal times because I just can't anyway. It's just not me. And I don't get any energy. If I go to bed like at normal hours, like everyone else goes, 10:30, 11, I have no energy. I am literally drained of energy. That's one of the big secrets to my energy levels, because I don't go to sleep usually till 4 a.m. in the morning or later. That's how come I have energy. Like I said, I don't even get that hungry earlier on now. I get hungry later on in the evening. I get hungry from like the afternoon onwards to the evening. I eat late at night, which is bad for the digestion, technically speaking. But if I'm working through a lot of the night, then I need to be eating. So I've kind of like moved my life. I've moved my life up to kind of like 12 hours. Do you know what I mean? Heather, a beauty sleep is important. Ah, thank you. Much love for saying beautiful. But yes, it is important. Everyone should remember to get the beauty sleep, but it's whenever you want, you know. So I often get about 7 hours sleep. I don't always need 8, and I just wake up naturally when, you know, I don't even set an alarm. But I'll go to bed and usually I'll wake up 7 hours later, or even sometimes it's 8 hours naturally, you know. I do have to make myself get up. I'm like, come on. But I've noticed if I get more sleep, I get more things done. I feel more energized, vibrant, energetic. And obviously, at the moment, I want to keep my immune system as healthy as possible and up as possible, you know? I mean, the good thing about me is I've got over 3 respiratory infections since the end of October. You know, the first and second ones took about 2 weeks to get over. And I'm thinking if I can get through those, like 3 since the end of October, November, December, February, it's like 3 respiratory infections. It was the end of October, mostly through November, December, January, February. It's like 3 and 4 months, pretty much. I think if I get through them, I can get through anything, you know? The second one was really, you know, the first one I completely lost my voice. The second one was really bad. But, you know, I'm here. I'm alive. I'm breathing. I'm here. You know, I have an autoimmune condition, you know? Technically speaking, I'm high risk because of the fibro with the autoimmune condition, but I believe I'm a warrior. You know, I believe I'm born to be here. But I believe God wants me here. You know, I am spiritual, more than religious, but I do believe in God in my own way, right? I'm not fanatical. I don't go to church or anything, but I believe I'm here for a purpose. I believe God's got more purpose in store for me, whether I like it or not. He won't let me go, will you? You're good. He knows that we've got to do this stuff together. You know, I'm still here. I've got to write more books. You know, I've got to get my Asexual Guide to Sex book out for asexuals. I know that sounds a weird title, but believe me, there are a lot of asexuals that want this book. Even though a lot of asexuals naturally don't normally want sex, there's quite a lot that are indifferent about it. Some are neutral about it, and some they're thinking about trying it or at least sexual acts, and they haven't done it before. They're scared. They need my help, right? That's why I'm writing the book. And you'll see if you ever read it how educational, insightful it is, and informative. It's not sleazy. It's not done distastefully. It's done really, really well, you know. And I'm working hard on that. I'm still focused on that because I want to get that out for June if I can, you know, at least in ebook format. People want it. They need it, right? So I'm spending time doing that, you know. I'm keeping the end goal in mind, you know. I believe I've got more stuff to do, you know. There's so much more work I want to do for asexuals. There's so much more recognition I want to get for us, you know. It's hard when we're small in numbers. We're getting more, you know, media articles now. We're getting, you know, not particularly me at the moment, but there's a lot of, obviously I was in a podcast this year, but there's, I don't think I actually mentioned that on this channel, but I was only on it briefly for about 3 minutes, but it all helps, right? But, you know, there's a lot more coverage in terms of videos going out, there's articles going out, you know, like other people's being interviewed now, which is absolutely awesome. all helps raise awareness of asexuality, but I still want to do more for my bit, you know. I still want to contribute more. I still want to help more asexuals, you know. I believe I'm born for a purpose, probably multiple purposes, but asexuality being the highest one with writing. You know, my books literally do change people's lives. I know that, you know. And I do get people commenting on these videos. You know, I had a beautiful comment today saying how nice they someone was talking on one of my videos, commenting. They said how nice it was that I actually replied to comments, because obviously it must have been on other channels where, you know, other YouTubers, they don't even reply. And I know how disheartening that is, you know. I know how disheartening it is to spend your time watching a video and then the person who does the video doesn't even speak to you, and you might leave a comment and they don't bother with you. You know, I mean, I occasionally miss a few comments. Like I looked back and there's comments like are not seen, or you haven't seen them, or you haven't read them. I managed to get some of the new YouTube studio, and I saw there was like one of them I'd missed completely from like from like a long time ago at the conference. And I commented back to the person, and they were like, "Oh, I was only thinking about your channel 15 minutes ago." And this was a comment that was left in 2018 that I'd missed, you know. I mean, usually I get notified, but there's occasionally when it seems like I don't get notified of every single comment. I mean, some of them that are bad obviously go in spam straight away, and I just delete them when I can. But you know, so I don't get every single one all the time, you know, but whenever I see them, I try to always reply to people, because I think it's important. It's important, you know, that I am actually here. I'm a genuine person. I'm doing it for you, this channel. I mean, I do enjoy doing the channel, but if I didn't get people watching me or commenting or liking the videos, there'd be no point in me doing it with that, really. I could be doing something else. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, I mean, I'm glad, you know, I'm really glad that you're here. And it was nice because the person also said that in the comment that we need more ace representation. It's nice that I do these videos. And so, you know, that made me feel really good, you know. You know, like I'm usually streaming like every night, like 7 nights a week. You know, I know I'm a bit late with it. It's going to the next day at the moment, but you know, at least I'm here still, you know. And like I said at the beginning of this video, there is strength in numbers, and I am here for you. And I do think it's important that I keep, you know, answering as many comments as possible. You know, I've got a load on Facebook to still answer. You know, as I've been out shopping. I mean, I had to go to 2 shops, you know, tonight, because, you know, some stuff's completely out at the other one. You know, so and then I'm trying to find stuff that's not on my usual shelves a lot of the time, because I'm trying to find alternatives or something. Do you know what I mean? But I'm just glad to be out going shopping, like chilling around a supermarket where there's actually human beings, because in these difficult times you feel really isolated. You know, you do feel isolated, and so it's essential that if you do have to go food shopping, you know, just give someone a smile, just give someone a hello. Now, I saw this one guy out in the street when I was walking to the supermarket. There wasn't many people out in the street, and I said to him, I said, "Hello, human being." He said, "What?" I said, "Hello, fellow." No, I said, "Hello, fellow human." He said, "What?" I said, "Hello, fellow human." I said, it's quite rare to see a human being at the moment, isn't it? In these difficult times. He said, "Oh yeah, right." I don't think he understood what I was talking about first. But do you know what I mean? It's so rare to actually see human beings at the moment when you're indoors all the time, that just seeing someone, I think, just helps, you know, a smile. You know, you don't have to touch them or be really near them, but you can smile at them. You know, a smile's worth 1,000 words, isn't it? You know, but I was talking to some women, you know, I was in toilet rolls, looking at toilet rolls, and you get a pack of 9 for £2.9p, which were, or you could get a premium, which is meant to be, which is a pack of 24 for £5.99. But the £5.99 ones, when you looked at the sheets, it was only 160 approximately a roll. Whereas you look at the ones that are £2.9 for 9, they were nearly 200 approximately sheets a roll. So that makes a huge difference. So I said this to the woman. She's like, "Oh yeah." She goes, "A number of sheets is very important in these times." She goes, "It's like spending £20 just to wipe your bum at the moment, isn't it?" And that's what it does feel like, you know. I mean, I spent loads of money, like I said, on food. I mean, I've got 4 lots of toilet rolls at the moment. Well, just under 4, because I've just started a pack, you know, but I got 2 tonight, because you have to get these things when you see them. You know, like, I don't want to panic buy, but I'm having to buy stuff in bulk now, because there's nothing left. And when I'm going, I'm spending much more money because I didn't buy it in the first place. Like, yeah, the other day there was 90p soya milk, but I hadn't tried it before, UHT one. So I went back home just to try one and bought a more expensive one that I knew I liked. And then the shelf was full of this particular UHT soy milk, so this 90p one. So I tried it and it was lovely, but I didn't go back till like today, which was and I got it a couple of days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, I think it was. And so now they got none left. So I've now actually spent £1.55 on just each of the soy milks. Do you know what I mean? I've bought 3 of them, so it's really expensive. But that was my bad because I didn't pick a load up. But I don't, they are restricting ones now anyway in the UK. You can only get 3 per item in a store called Sainsbury's or 4 per item in Aldi. And it's really silly because in the waters, right, you can only get 3 of each water. So you can get as many lots of 3 waters as you want, as long as it's a different make or a different barcode, actually. So tonight in my shopping trolley, I had 3 5-litre bottles of water, mineral water, 3 2 litres of water, and I had 3 soy milks, 24 litres. I literally had to get in the shopping trolley, go up the stairs with it. And I had tins of pineapple, small tins of pineapple, just in case I do have to self-isolate, like fully. Obviously, I'm not contagious. I haven't got the virus. I'm virus-free at the moment. I don't have any illness at all at the moment, so this is good. Obviously, fibromyalgia is an ongoing disability for life, so just used to that. But so that's a lot of stuff to lug up the thing. So I felt my back starting to hurt or my tummy starting to hurt at the moment. But that's because I have to pull this thing up the stairs. That's a lot of weight. Do you know what I mean? Even if you have got a shopping trolley. So, but we have to be thinking, even in these tough times when we're spending more money and shelves are empty and it's a bit frustrating and things are happening that wouldn't usually happen, we have to remember that we're still alive. We're still here to see another day. We're still living. We're still breathing. And this needs to give us strength. We're still here enjoying the company of each other, even though things are difficult, right? Things are difficult, but we can get through this together. As a unit, we can be stronger. And make sure you check on your friends and your family just to make sure they're okay, particularly if they've got any underlying health issues. Keep in touch with them. Even if it's a quick text if you're busy, because one of my other friends hasn't been very well at all. They watch this channel a lot. They have had the flu, quite a bad dose of flu, but they haven't had all the symptoms like a coronavirus because they don't get any problems with their throat or cough. They've had a high temperature and not been very well and got headaches. So, they are self-isolating, at home. But I've just been checking up on them, seeing if they're okay, And people who get depressed, this can, cause more depression, this type of thing. So reach out to them, cheer them up, talk to them about different stuff, take their mind off it. And that's one of the ways of staying strong yourself. You need to take your mind off the problems and focus on positive stuff all the time. Take your mind off all the outside troubles, That unfortunately, all we can do is what we've been advised to do, or in terms of the health organization stuff. There's nothing else we can do to change the situation, as in the sense we can't directly stop this at the moment. Do you know what I mean? We're not doctors, so we can't directly stop it for everyone. But what we can do is take measures to help us to prevent getting the virus as much as possible by keeping our immune system as high as possible, by staying positive and strong and hopeful, and knowing that we can get through these difficult and challenging times, and we can do it together as a unit, and we can spread a lot of love, because I love you right now and always. We can spread a lot of love, life and happiness to other people. We can feel the love, feel the light, feel the joy in our hearts, feel that we are experiencing this moment. Like, this moment is strange. It's weird, isn't it? I mean, it is like being in some sort of movie, only it's a bit more of a nightmarish movie than anything else. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit kind of like a sci-fi movie, only we're living it, So it's a bit strange. But we don't want to be thinking about conspiracy theories, because there's a lot of that going around which isn't helping anxiety and stuff. So we don't want to be focused on that. It just seems like it's a weird film at the moment, you know, that we're in. It does seem very strange. Oh, it's 9:30 p.m. in Canada. Thanks, Heather. Love to you as always. So, you know, it is difficult and strange time. It is a bit like being in a sort of a nightmarish movie, you know, like you wouldn't believe this happens. I mean, it's happened all over a sudden. I think that's what the difficulty is. People weren't expecting it. People didn't see it coming, apart from obviously there's a lot of theories that some authors saw it coming. You know, certain authors, if you look on, I mean, I wouldn't even recommend looking on the internet for that. There's just loads of people like, you know, saying stuff. But, you know, basically we weren't expecting it. It is a shock to the system, and as always, when you're shocked by something, then your body reacts naturally to shock. But don't forget that puts it in fight or flight, or you know, fight or flight or freeze mode usually. But putting your body in that state of anguish is not going to help you. It's going to lower your immune system. So our job is to do the opposite of what the world's doing at the moment. Our job is to stay centered in our own being, stay centered in our own joy, bring the joy back into our life as much as we can, more than we usually would. Now, remember that the antidote to pain is pleasure and joy and happiness. The antidote to fear and pain is pleasure, joy, and happiness. This is a natural antidote. So this is what we have to do. We have to literally put all this stuff, inject all this joy, happiness, love, light, positivity into our life. We need it to flow through our being like never before. That is our job, right? So if you've not got your job to go to, you need to make that for your full-time job. Your full-time job now, which I'm giving you to do, is to bring the most amount of joy, pleasure, and happiness in your life that you've ever had possible, especially in these dire circumstances. This is what you need to do. This is your full-time job now. You know, you need to search. If you need to go on the internet, find out positive motivational videos, inspirational videos. Start watching videos like how can I reduce my fears? How can I reduce my anxieties? How can I become a stronger person? How can I become well and happy and healthy? How can I feel good? How can I feel awesome about myself? What can I do? Write a list, a happy list. If you haven't ever written a happy list before, you should do it, right? I talk about this in my fibromyalgia book, right? But I'll tell you now, you know, you need to make a happy list of at least 10 things, right? Write down 10 things that make you happy. And you need to make sure you're doing 1 to 3 of those a day. No excuses. Ideally 3. You should be doing 3 a day, ideally, you know? Because we want to keep topped up on happiness, right? You have to do the opposite of what everyone else is doing. When everyone else is panicking, worrying, stressing, fearing, you have to calm the mind and the soul. This is what we need to do. Breathe in. Tummy out when we breathe in. This is proper abdominal breathing. Tummy out. Hold for about 3 seconds and release. So when our mind's spinning and we're going woo, 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 we just need to do that calmly. Our job is to joy, happiness, calm. All the positive emotions. We need to literally inject ourselves with positive emotions, inject ourselves with happiness and joy. So what we should be doing is going the opposite way to what everyone else is doing. Do you see what I mean? This is how you're more likely to survive and thrive this thing, by going to opposite in terms of emotions. Emotions control your body and your mind. You need to be instilling positive emotions, you know? I mean, I've got some books about love that my best female friend gave me, actually. Love quotes. I've got quotes, a book about friendship, you know, and stuff like that. So all these type of things really help. Quotes books really help. And make sure you write your affirmations down on post-it notes. So I hope you know what post-it notes are. These things, right? So, you know, literally get a post-it note and start writing on there. If you've got marker pen, you know, use marker pen. You can use biro if you want, you know? You know, you can write stuff like feel the love, you know? So feel, you know, write it down here. Feel the love. Feel the love. You matter. You matter. My life is awesome, right? You might not be able to say everyone's life is awesome, but you can say my life is awesome. I love myself. Right. I love myself, right? So now I've got to go and put this somewhere. Now, ideally, you want to be putting this type of thing next to a mirror, right? Because when you say it out loud in a mirror, it has more meaning and it goes into your subconscious, right? So you just put this next to a mirror when you get up in the morning or whenever you get up. If you get up in the afternoon, whatever, you just say, feel the love, you matter, my life is awesome, I love myself. Another good place to put this, I put this in my toilet. I clean my teeth in the toilet, right, in the basin. Have a mirror above the basin. I put these post-it notes all around the mirror, right? And especially, like, I've got one that's near my toilet that when I'm sat on the toilet, my eye catches it all the time. So I can't help but see it. And this will get into your subconscious mind. The more you see it. So you should be putting these like on the, if you cook a lot, put one of these, obviously not near a frying pan or any naked flame. Put one of these on a cupboard door. Right, I've got one on a cupboard door that says I'm happy being single because I've used this. This is like a form of NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, right? You write something down, you say it in present tense as if it were, even if you don't totally believe it at the moment, and you just drum it into your brain. It's recalibrating your brain, it's reprogramming it. Like think of a robot. Sometimes it needs to be plugged in for a booster, doesn't it? Sometimes it malfunctions, right? And in these troubled times, our brains can malfunction and go to the negative. We need to put it, positive. So we need to be having a rooster booster. And then we need to be sticking all these positive emotions in there. It's very, very, very important, this, I'm telling you. We need to do the opposite of what everyone else is doing in terms of like this negative mindset, right? And fearful and worried and panicked. It's not going to help. I feel really calm at the moment. I do actually feel very calm because I'm used to being in my place a lot on my own anyway. So it's not really that much different for me. I'm so busy at the moment with developing and growing myself. I'm so busy with Asexual Guide to Sex Book. I'm so busy trying to do a challenge at the moment for one of my other businesses. I'm so busy, like today now, I'm going to see my parents later on for my dad's birthday. It's Mother's Day on Sunday in the UK, so I've got that to celebrate. Like it's all good. I'm seeing Angel as well, my gorgeous girl. I'm healthy at the moment. I'm so happy. I'm virus free. I've not got a respiratory infection anymore. This is amazing. Do you know what I mean? Life is flaming awesome, right? Obviously, I don't necessarily think it's all the time, but this is what I need to be thinking all the time, as much as possible, as often as possible. The more I think this way, the more my mind gets, yeah, this feels good, because the more you instill positive emotions, the more you feel great, the more you'll keep doing it, because you'll be like, it'll just boost you up, and you'll just feel so good that you won't want to feel down. You'll just keep boosting yourself up. But you need to put this type of stuff around your home, and the happy list you should be reading. You should either know what's on it off by heart eventually, or you should be reading it every morning. Put it in your diary. Put it in the notes section. The diary. You have a note section at the back. Put it in the notes section. Put another bookmark in there, or paperclip if you haven't got a bookmark, or another piece of paper. Make a bookmark, and then flip it every day and look. 1 to 3 things. What am I going to do today to be happy? Which ones am I going to choose? Write them in your diary and do them. No excuses. Do them. You've got to make yourself happy. I was listening to some music earlier. So I had a bit of a dance earlier. I like that. That's one of my things that makes me happy. Music, for a start, makes me happy. Dancing makes me happy. And I've had a hot shower today. 3 things that make me really, really happy. This is just simple stuff. Doesn't have to be complicated or expensive or cost any money. I love having a hot shower. It makes me feel so good. So good. And 4th, I've had really lovely food tonight. Rice noodles is one of my favourite ultimate foods. I absolutely love rice noodles. I had a plateful tonight. Made me feel so good. And 5, I've actually been out and done some shopping. So I feel more calm and relaxed. I've got more food in the house now, more toilet rolls. because I do have an anxious personality because I suffer with anxiety anyway. Having a lack, having less than I think I should have in the house is a bit of a concern, more than a lot of stuff. So I've got that now, and just getting out about actually seeing some people is good, even though obviously there's less people at night, which is great because we're supposed to be around less people anyway. Getting some fresh air, you could class it as a sixth one, So I've done loads to make myself happy. I've gone on Facebook. I've done some videos. They got quite a lot of views, especially one I did earlier. I was on the way to the supermarket. It got over 500 views. And I got some nice comments on that. I'm here now with you. This makes me happy. Everything's good. I've done a lot to make me happy. Look at how energized I am. Look at how happy I am tonight. And I'm really calm. I do actually feel calm. Sometimes I'm like, Sandra, you're a bit too calm. But I'm like, no, you're training yourself. You've trained yourself, Sandra. I mean, I really have trained myself a lot for this in terms of mindset. I've trained a lot for this over the years because having fibromyalgia, living on your own as well as a single person, having to survive and thrive on your own is hard work. If you're a person watching this now and you live on your own, and you haven't got your family there, that's like you're under their roof and paying for your stuff, you're paying for it all yourself. That is hard, right? That is really, really difficult. It's very, very tough. Very tough. I mean, I'm a naturally extrovert person. I have some introvert tendency, but if I don't go out and about, it does cause me issues in my mind. I'm like, I need to get out. I just need to get out, but I've trained, because I've spent a lot of time at home on my own anyway, I'm used to this, There's a lot of people out there, they won't be used to being at home. They'll feel isolated, lonely, cut off, and that will literally make the pain and panic and fear that people are experiencing, it'll make it much worse because they're not used to it. I'm used to this life. I'm used to having pain in my body and having to deal with that every single day and having to survive and thrive it constantly. I'm used to trying to instill positive emotions in me, trying to remain calm during difficult times, because I'll have fibromyalgia, a chronic pain condition that affects nerves and muscles of the body. I've got it for life. It took me 6 months to come to terms with that when I got it. It was a shock. A blimmin' big shock. Mentally, it was a shock more than anything, but I'm used to it. I'm used to dealing with pain on a consistent basis. I'm used to blocking a lot of it out. I'm used to being in my own little world and blocking a lot of the outside world out. So really, I've already learned a lot of these skills that other people haven't got, or they don't realise is within them a lot of the time because they're not actively aware of them, which is why I'm telling you about them now. You have this power within you. Everyone has this power. This power to survive and thrive, you have it within you. You've just got to unleash it. You've got to believe in it. You've got to make your full-time job happiness, joy, peace, relaxation, all the positive words you can think of like that. This is what you need to do. You need to do the opposite of what everyone else is doing, because you need to keep your immune system. It's imperative. It's a life or death situation that you keep your immune system as high and healthy as possible. This is serious now, right? I'm taking my health more serious lately. I'm like, Sandra, you've got to get more sleep. If you need to rest, you need to rest, but you also need to develop and work on projects more that make you happy. And you need to, without a shadow of a doubt, be happy all the time. No excuses. Happy, 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 joy, calm, peace, happy, positive emotions. Because if I don't have that, and I have, I've got fibro, which is an autoimmune condition, what do you think is going to happen? My immune system is going to go down. And I've had 3 respiratory infections, so I am at risk, right? So the way I'm going to help myself the most is by having all this positivity in my mind, body, and soul, by keeping my body strong. I've got to make myself do exercises. I've got to make myself do exercises. It's very imperative. I've got to take time out of my day each day to do those exercises. Sometimes I do the exercise, I don't feel like doing much work after that because I'm a bit like, oh my God, I've just done sometimes it's 20 to 40 minutes of exercises, right? And it just feels a lot when your body's in pain and it's hurting anyway. Sometimes it's a lot. Sometimes you feel like, oh my God, I've just lost a lot of energy already, But I have to do it because it's making me stronger. I can feel it today. I can feel my body getting stronger again. My back was in agony a couple of days ago. It was before I saw my best friend Sam on the Friday night, it was absolute agony. Where are we now? Oh, we're in Thursday, so that's quite a long time ago. Time is flying. When you're having fun, woohoo! See, I'm having some fun. So my body's obviously getting stronger again, but it's only because I'm exercising. I'm pushing myself because it's not always easy. When I get out of bed in the morning, my back hurts. It hurts a lot. It's really uncomfortable, but I have to push through it, you know? So a lot of the time, my training, I mean, a lot of this type of stuff I do say in my fibre book. The link is down below, but you don't have to have fibromyalgia to get the book. A lot of what I'm talking about is in the book, right? I can't stress enough how this is like all the work I've done on myself since 2012, pretty much. All the mindset stuff I've learned, the positive emotions, there's loads of stuff in here to reduce anxiety and free yourself of depression, right? It's autobiographical, so even if you don't have fibre, you can still get it and read it and help yourself, seriously. But I'll try and tell you as much as I can, obviously, on this channel, but this all goes together like a whole complete system, right? Because it's important that you're eating and keeping your energy levels up by eating like green leafy vegetables, for example. Very, very important. Mineral water. Keeping hydrated, which means I need to drink more water. You know, I put water in these things. So yeah, so it's really, really imperative. So your job, if you haven't already made it your job from now on, is instilling positive emotions. I want joy, happiness, vibrancy, energy, calmness. I want you to do everything that brings you pleasure. You have my permission, because sometimes in life you find you need permission to do stuff. Like, it's like, oh my God, everyone else is having a, panic meltdown, fearful, loads of people in agony, loads of people like are miserable and upset and in pain, and it can feel a bit bad that you're being happy, but it's not. It's essential, because you have to live and survive and thrive. And because people are counting on you. You've got your family, your friends who want you to live, right? And this is a way you can help yourself doing it. I'm not giving you a guarantee that you're not going to get it and that and that you're going to survive. No one can guarantee that, but this is surefire way of being able to help yourself to not get it, or if you do get it, to be able to survive it. Heather, I had turmeric as a good pain reliever. I'm not a medical doctor. Yeah, I don't like turmeric. I've tried it in stuff. It hurt my tummy, actually. It's like green tea supposed to be great. I can't drink green tea. My tummy was absolute agony when I had green tea. I had some cream that I put on it, actually. I have some special cream that's for fibro that my mum bought me, so I did put that on there. So turmeric's supposed to be good for other things, but I tried to have some of that. Oh, it's disgusting. It just upset my tummy. So, but thank you. I mean, there's a lot of things that are quite good, but I mean, I do have natural gel as well. I have like gel with stuff in it, but there's a lot of natural stuff in this that my mum gave me. But at the end, I mean, people are in a lot more pain than I am, because they don't, a lot of people with fibro don't do exercise, because exercise can make fibro pain worse. I have to say that. But you have to be strong and brave enough to do some exercises, and you have to just do like between 1 and 3 and work your way up to more. So if you have got a pain condition, it's no good just going, oh, I'm going to do loads of exercises. It doesn't work that way. Usually for my tummy, I only do usually 10, and my tummy doesn't hurt. If I start doing more than 10, it hurts. So you need to find a way that's right for you. Obviously, some people, they can do like 50 to 100 sit-ups, right? I can't do that because I have fibro. It will absolutely make me in agony. So you gotta be very careful with it, But I don't take any meds for fibro. I'm used to it. I block out the pain, So I mean, but that back issue is worse than the normal fibro pain. And it's probably because I'm not exercising and I'm laying in bed asleep, But like I said, you have to be realistic with exercise. Yeah. So with fibro, like, I didn't used to do exercise years ago because I know exercise can hurt it and be really bad for it. And the way they found out I had fibro was because I went to a physiotherapist and he asked me to do simple Pilates exercises and like yoga, and I couldn't do them. I was in agony. He said, you shouldn't be in this much pain. It's not normal. And that's how I got to see a hip specialist. And eventually I saw a podiatrist for my feet, a hip specialist. The hip specialist mentioned fibro and goes, oh, I'm not saying you have it. And like fibromyalgia, I'm like, what's that? I never heard. Oh, I'm not saying you have it. And that was it. And so I Googled it, and I Googled, my legs feel like they've been run over by a bus. And then it came up with fibromyalgia. I'm like, oh yeah, I've got that. But my legs, because I eat the right food, there's a one food ingredient that I talk about in this book that literally stops that feeling of being run over by a bus. And it's not, I don't take patches. I don't have this oil, this hemp oil stuff. I don't do anything like that, There's just one food ingredient that stops you having your legs in pain. So I can like literally run up the road and stuff. I mean, my legs is the worst affected area. But yeah, I mean, calcium sosa is supposed to be good for fibro, but I've tried that and it didn't do anything for me. I didn't make any difference at all. But this one food ingredients does, and all the stuff I do. So you know, but I'm kind of used to isolating myself from the outside world in terms of like trying to not let it affect me, because that's what you have to do with fibro. A lot of pain in your body is coming from pain for your mind. So the least anxiety you have in your mind, the least pain you'll have in your body. So I have to limit, as a person with fibromyalgia, I have to limit the amount of anxiety I have, even though I have an anxious personality. I have to limit the anxiety I have, limit anything that upsets, causes me pain, just limit it. Cut it out as much as possible so that I can live a happy life. This is how I maintain a happy life when there's chaos going around me. And so in a way, I've really equipped myself well for these trying times, because I'm resilient, because I've built all this stuff up, because I have to. It's the only way. Like in 2012, I knew that if I carried on being depressed, which I'd had depression since childhood, I knew that if I carried on being depressed, I would end up on crutches or in a wheelchair like loads of people with fibro. I would push myself into that. So it's absolutely categorically essential that I remain happy, positive, energetic, vibrant, and bring the joy to my life, because I want to survive and I want to thrive. I've got this book I want to write. I've got more books I want to write. I've got a lot of stuff I want to do with my life. I've got a lot of stuff I need to do for asexuals. I can't do that if I'm in the grave, can I? And I don't want to be in it. It's not my time yet. It's not my time to go. You know? So we've spoken to the person upstairs. We've had words, and it's like, no, your time's not now. You're still wanted here. So yeah, I'm still wanted here in this life. So I'm gonna be all right. I'm gonna survive it. But I know with all the skills I've learned, the survival skills, especially with like minimizing pain in my life and blocking a lot of the outside world out, because you have to, in order to save yourself. You have to block a lot of the outside stuff out in order to save yourself. You know, and I'm telling you all this because I want you to survive and thrive like I do. I want you to be happy. I want your immune system to be as healthy as possible. Even the woman in the supermarket was saying that she's not overdoing her hours, because in one of the supermarkets in the UK called Aldi, right, this girl works 7 days in a row. She's working tomorrow, then got a day off, right? And it's a lot, right? And when I went to the other supermarket in Sainsbury's, I said to the woman, you know, are you, because she goes, I'm only here for the money, otherwise I wouldn't be here. And I said, oh, you do an extra hour? She goes, no, I do 32 hours, that's enough, and then I'm going home. She goes, I'm not doing more hours because it lowers your immune system. And because I said, you know, the woman in Ali, she's working 7 days. She goes, no, I won't do something, because it lowers your immune system. The more you work, the more tired you get, the more you put pressure on your body, the more it lowers your immune system. So she said exactly what I've been saying on this channel. It lowers your immune system, right? So you don't want to do that. You want to do everything possible to not lower your immune system. This means creating kind of this like imaginary force field around you. Imaginary, but it's really there because you're doing it. You know, and protecting yourself. Your biggest asset in your life is yourself, right? If you're not here anymore, you can't be in life. Okay, so you need to protect yourself, as much as possible, you know, and you need to nourish your soul and inner being and literally make it your job, your absolute job, to be joyous, happy, harmonious, that's the right word, live in harmony as much as possible, and whatever's going on in the outside world, remain calm. I feel really calm at the moment. I feel more calm than I've felt in a long time. I think it's because I've trained for this. You know, I didn't really think about it like that until I started doing this stream tonight. I think I thought about it a bit, but not fully like this. You know, I've been probably training like this, but, you know, since 2012, like 6 years. No, it's not 6 years, 8 years, sorry. 12 from 20 to 8, sorry, can't count. You know, for 8 years I've been training for this. You know, I'm kind of like expert in cutting off from the outside world and protecting myself and staying happy. You know, that's kind of what my speciality is, I guess. So yeah, I hope these tips and advice has helped you. Thank you, Heather, for trying to help me with the saying about the turmeric. I do appreciate it. I mean, I've heard about turmeric helping to turmeric's been mentioned in helping you to lose weight and stuff like that as well, but I don't really get on with it. It doesn't really do anything for me. So, but I'm good. I'm very good. And like the thing with my back is like, because I've done exercise this morning, I haven't had the horrific back pain, and getting out and doing some other exercise like walking does help as well, because I saw a physio, was it last year? I think it was sometime last year, might have been the year before, and I was having hip problems, and they said that's because you need to walk more. So, but I do exercises indoors for hips because I did see the physiotherapist, and when I see a physiotherapist, right, every time I get a leaflet, I then carry those exercises on. And this is what a lot of people don't do. They go to physiotherapy, they do the exercise for the few weeks they've seen the physiotherapist, then they stop doing them. Then they get the pain back and wonder why. And they're like, oh, well, it worked at the time, but now it's not. It's because you need to keep these exercises up. It's your job. It's your job to look after yourself, to exercise, to make yourself do the work. That's what I have to do. So I've got all these different leaflets that I amalgamated into a full like exercise regime for myself, so that my back's exercised, my hips exercised, my thighs are exercised, my legs are exercised, my tummy's exercised, my pelvic floor's exercised, my face is exercised, my neck's exercised. There's a lot of exercise. And when I do them, it's good. Like if I do them every day, it feels good. Like I think, it's okay to like sometimes have one, maybe maximum of 2 days off, but really it's best to do them every day if you can. As like when I was ill this last time, more recently than not, when I had the last respiratory infection, I didn't do as much exercise that time, but the time before I had a respiratory infection, which was worse, I exercised I think all the time apart from 2 days, and I actually didn't have as much pain in my back. So what does that say? It says I need to do exercise. But sometimes I have more energy if I just jump out of bed and start getting on with work, so it's kind of like it's difficult for me because it does drain some of my energy. Or I find that it's a very energy draining thing, obviously, doing exercise, especially with fibro. You've got limited you're supposed to have a limited amount of energy anyway. Well, everyone has a limited amount of energy, theoretically speaking. I don't seem to have it. I seem to be able to go on like a battery most of the time, which is great. Someone said that to me. They're like, you're a Duracell battery, Sandra, you just keep going on and on. I'm like, yeah, it's great, woohoo. I'm like the little rabbit. Boom, 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 boom. Is it the rabbit? I think so. Anyway, I'm gonna love you and leave you for now. I want to thank you, Heather, so much for taking part in the discussion tonight. Do heed Heather's words as well about staying positive. It's absolutely, definitely the way to go. This is what you need to be doing. I want positive, joy, pleasure, happiness, all those good emotions in you, 24/7, 365 days a year. This is what we need to be aiming for. Am I saying you're going to be perfect every single time? I'm going to say you're never going to have a negative thought. Thanks for the thumbs up. I'm not saying that because it's going to happen. But you thank yourself for sharing. Say thank you for sharing, because obviously anxiety's come along to protect you. So you must acknowledge your anxiety and say thank you for sharing. I do appreciate it. I know you're trying to look after me. So tell your anxiety that, right? So that's fine, because you don't want to go completely away from anxiety, because anxiety is there for a purpose, to protect you, and sometimes you will need it. For example, if you're in the streets walking at night and it's late, you're going to need some anxiety around you to make sure you're aware of people that are unsafe to be near and people that are safer to be near, right? So you do need it, right? So you say thank you very much, anxiety, thanks for sharing that with me, I appreciate it, but I'm not going to live in fear. I'm going to live in happiness, pleasure and joy. I'm going to be sensible. I'm going to take precautions where I need to, but I'm also going to live my life and love it, right? So, like Heather says, with exercise, be realistic. I was always, if you're going to do any exercise, and you have got an underlying health condition, just be careful. Ideally, you want to see a doctor or physio or specialist, but just do some gentle exercise, very limited, to see how it goes. If you start, you're going to get, like with me, I get more excess pain when I first started doing it, if I haven't done it in a while, because of course you do, your muscles are seized up, it's going to hurt, right? But I'm not a doctor or medical practitioner, so obviously it is better to see one of them, but seeing someone at the moment is going to be really difficult, isn't it, about that? So do some, even if you're just doing some jogging on the spot at home, right? or buy a little rebounder. You can buy rebounders, right? Little trampolines. You put it down your home and go boing, boing, boing on it. You know, this type of thing. You know, but gentle stretches, anything. You know, so stay positive. Do some gentle exercise. Get some sleep. Get plenty of water, which I need to keep drinking. Don't you know? Do the exercise if you're not used to doing exercises. Do them gradually, 1 to 3 repetitions to start with. And you know, like just put as much happiness in your soul as you possibly can. Stay connected to other people because connection is part of well-being. So stay connected to this channel. Tell your friends about it. If you've got some friends that are feeling lonely at home, bored, upset, or whatever, get them to come to this channel and talk on here in the chat like Heather does, or at least, you know, have me here in your home with you, or wherever you're watching this, to know you're not alone, you know, that I love you, that I care about you, I'm here for you. We're surviving, we're thriving, we're loving life within our own realm, right? Our own beautiful realm. Anyway, I'm going to love you, leave you for now. Take care. Lots and lots of love to you. Stay strong, stay safe, stay brave, stay happy, stay healthy, stay courageous. Remember everything you've got through now, all those challenges in your life, and give yourself that hope. Thank you, Heather. Good night to you. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that great big bell icon to get notified every time I go live like now. I'll post a new video, and I'll see you soon on the next video live stream. It's my dad's birthday today, so I don't know when I'm going to get back. So probably be another later live stream. Take care. Lots of love. Bye.